JJ the CPA here. Hope you're doing well. I wanted to go through example number 4 in the worksheet that I put together. I've got a memo talking about the Families First Coronavirus Relief Act, and inside of that, there are 2 acts that yield tax credits. And so this example number 4, I'm going to melt both acts into one. The Emergency Sick Leave Act is covering scenario 1 and 2 here, or number 2 and number 1. And this correlates, if you go to the link in the description, it'll take you to where you can get this worksheet. But in these 2 scenarios, that's related to the Sick Leave Act, and that is from somebody that is out because they have coronavirus or the symptoms of, or they've been told to quarantine, or they are quarantining, or they're caring for somebody in those circumstances. That's in the Sick Leave Act. In the Family Medical and Medical Leave Act that's been expanded, that is what we're going to talk about with scenario 3 here. But we've got 3 employees, so this is trying to be more of a real life situation. Again, on my worksheet, I give you more details that help you follow along. I've got enough up here for at least for me to follow along. But on this, we're going to go through. So the actual pay for employee B is $175 a day. So the employer, if this person is out for 12 days, the employer will have paid them $2,100. For employee C, if they're out for 11 days and their daily pay is $600 and the employer paid them every day, the employer would have actually paid $6,600. For employee D, out for 21 days, they make $80 a day. The employer would have paid $1,680. So what's key here is that the employer, the payroll that's being paid out is $10,380, okay? That's what's actually getting paid. That's in my example. Now, for these 2 examples, we're dealing with a 10-day max, okay? So when someone's out because they have coronavirus or quarantine or symptoms or told to quarantine, in these 2 scenarios, this person has it, this person's caring for it. Again, there's details in that example. Then we have a 10-day maximum, okay? In this example here, employee D, number 3, that is somebody that is out because they have a child, a son or a daughter, as it's written, that's under 18, that they're having to be home to care for them because school's closed or their care provider is closed or unavailable, and or the federal or state or local authority has declared a health emergency, okay? So when we're dealing with that scenario, okay, it's not a day max, okay? It's a total max of $10,000, okay, for each employee. Don't get too excited on this. You can get excited in the sense of some relief from the employer, but it's not a $10,000 credit. It's up to, that's the max, okay? So let's just walk this through. You've got someone that makes $175 a day. They're caring for somebody that has the coronavirus or quarantined or has symptoms of. They're out for 12 days, okay? They make $175 a day. Well, for the credit, only 10 days is gonna count. It's a maximum of $200 a day, so the full amount that employer is paying them will count. So 175 days is the actual pay. It doesn't exceed the max. They get it for 10 days because they've been gone for 12. Then it's going to yield a credit of $1,750, that first line item being related to the Emergency Sick Leave Act. All right, so employee C, the second employee here, they get paid $600 a day. They're out for 11 days. The employer paid $6,600, okay? Now, they're with the coronavirus, so they there is a $511 maximum per day. So that's why over here, you're seeing that even though they're paid $600, only $511, not only, but $511 is what's gonna be towards the credit per day, only for 10 days. So there'd be a $5,110 credit for that employee. The employer's getting it, okay? Again, $600 a day is then limited to $511. And the reason they get the $511 is that this individual has coronavirus or symptoms of, or they're quarantined or told by a health provider to be quarantined. So in those circumstances, the maximum is $511 a day for a maximum of 10 days. So there's a credit of $5,110 for that employee, for the employer, okay? Now, in the third one, this is somebody that's out because their kiddo's out of school because it's closed, or the healthcare or the care provider's not available, or we have a health emergency declared. So they get paid $80 a day, this individual. They're out for 21 days. If the employer paid them for all that, the employer would have paid $1,680, okay? Now on this, it's not a day maximum, okay? When it's under the Family and Medical Leave Act, it's not a day, it's not set on days, okay? It's set on a 10,000 max per employee. So all 21 days are going to count for this employee, all 21 days, okay? And notice there's not a limitation here, okay? Because when you're dealing with this, it's a $10,000 max, but it is also, okay, a $200 a day max with 10,000 max total. So they're paid $80 a day. It's less than the 200, so you get the full 80. So 21 days is a $1,680 credit. Couple things to note, okay? The person that's paid $175, they're less than the 200, so that full amount falls into the credit. However, they were gone for 12 days, so not all of the days are included, only 10. This person makes $600, okay? But they're over the threshold of $511 because they have the coronavirus symptoms of, or in quarantine or told to be. They're out for 11 days, but only 10 of them count, so you have a credit of $5,110. And then on this last one here, because they're not under the sick leave, they're under the family and medical leave, it's still a $200 day max, but it's a $10,000 overall limit, not a day limit. So $80 a day, they're gone for 21 days and paid as such. All 21 days will count. It's not over the $200 a day. It's not over 10,000, so they get a credit of $1,680. So in this scenario, we've walked through those three. You add up the credits, there's a credit there of $8,540. However, overall, this credit, okay, you have to compare it, okay? This credit cannot exceed 7.5% of all wages, okay? So I said 7.5, 7.65%. The 7.65% is the Social Security and Medicare tax that the employer pays, not the employee's portion, okay? So you take all wages, okay? Not just the wages of these three individuals that were out. You take all wages for the quarter, okay? Take that, and you'll see in my example, all wages for the quarter was $104,325. So if you look at the example that I put together, there was $104,325 in wages, okay? That's total, all right? You take that times 7.65%, and it's $7,981. So that employer gets the lesser of these amounts, okay? So let's just take this into account. Let's just say that there was a fourth employee here that added to the credit, a fifth employee that added to the credit. So the credit continues to grow, okay? But assume it's all the same amount of payroll. If the payroll is $104,325, so if you were to take my example and instead of the owner getting $750, now you add another employee and they're getting $250 and the owner gets $500. My point is, this right here, if the total payroll for this employer is $104,325 for the quarter, that is the maximum credit they're going to get. Okay, so I ran a scenario here, but again, if I were to add just one more employee here, if I were to add the owner here, and if you look at my examples, you could see what that owner credit would be if we went with those same examples, which the credit on the owner was $5,200. Okay, so if I just were to add in the owner here and their credit of $5,200, and this goes up, well, guess what? No more credit is going to be yielded because the max credit is $7,981. All right, hey, I've got a ton of videos. I've got a number of these going through also examples 1, 2, and 3. I walk through each act. I walk through how the health insurance credit is determined. I walk through a number of other aspects related to this on my website, jjthecpahelp.com. You'll find a memo about the act in plain terms that I've put together for my clients, as well as this example that I've walked through. So I've put this together for my clients. I'm sharing it with everybody. jjthecpahelp.com is a kind of a, for lack of a better word, like a community service website I've put together. Doesn't lead to any funnels, not selling anything on there, just harnessing information to share out there. Because I'm not seeing anybody talking about this. I'm seeing articles and I'm seeing snapshots, but I'm not seeing anybody that's going through this. So if you like what you see, I'd love it if you'd subscribe to my YouTube channel, share this. This is good for America to take advantage of and be aware of. As you can see, there's a lot to it. And at the end of the day, for employers to get the immediate relief that they're entitled to, they have to know about the credit in advance. All right, hey, thanks for watching. Again, appreciate it if you subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can find me on all social media, #JJTheCPA. Thanks for tuning in. Be safe out there. JJ the CPA out.